Hello, hello, hello! Greetings, salutations, konnichiwa, and every other form of green across this vast, marvelous multiverse. I am Matsu Quinox. This is Horace, and welcome back, my dear, marvelous, wonderful scholars, to the study. Hello there, hello there, hello there. Hello there, Dr. Zadium. Congratulations on getting first. Hello there, Julian20. Welcome. Howdy to you as well. Hello there, Firefly. Good evening. Hello there, Cool Skeleton. Hello to you as well. Hello, hello, hello to all you marvelous scholars, wherever you are, whenever you are, across this vast omniverse. Excuse me. Hello there, Private Maverick. Welcome. How are all my marvelous, wonderful, precious scholars doing this fine afternoon, evening, or morning? How are you all doing? I don't know why I'm doing this music. It actually doesn't mean anything. Oh, it's doing well. It's good to hear it, Dr. Zadium. Good to hear it. Oh my goodness gracious. I have to get it out of my system. Just one second. Okay, it's out of my system. Cool Skeleton. I also played some Ace Attorney today. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. I think you said you were playing the same case that I am. Oh, interesting. I think. I don't remember. Private Maverick, doing good overall. Well, that is good. It's good to hear that overall you're doing good. Oh, as you notice, my dear scholars, today I'm starting a little bit later than usual. I chose to do that because I was pretty tired from my work here at the study, and I thought it might be a little bit nicer to just relax myself, rest a little, just get myself feeling better, before the big stream. I want to make sure I don't run into any trouble. Um, it's been an okay day. It's been okay. Nothing bad happened. Nothing to really report. I mean, honestly, it's been just kind of quiet. Oh, but I'm getting used to this new schedule change. I might keep the Monday stream. I'll leave a little poll on my Blue Sky and ask you, dear scholars, to vote if you want me to keep to this schedule or move it, you know, back to what it was. We shall see. Oh, but yes, 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 yes. On this day, on this marvelous day. Oh my goodness gracious, Horace, do you have any news? Oh, you don't say. Oh my goodness, you don't say. You don't say. Horace, that is amazing. Thank you for sharing it with everyone. Oh, I think you can agree, my dear scholars, that is amazing news. Kintron, quiet, seems suspicious. What with Ovid and Virgil up to? What are Ovid and... Well, oddly enough, Ovid is playing the guitar right now. I mean, one second, I hear something. I'll be right back. Ah, funny enough, I was just talking to Ovid. I was just checking on Ovid. He wanted me to tell me something. Ovid got a new guitar. He's very happy about it. Ovid actually has a collection of guitars. He has like 5 different guitars, and he got another one, and he's been testing it. And Virgil, Virgil has been hiding lately, which makes me nervous because whenever Virgil's not in sight, you know something's going on. Ovid's not a problem. Ovid is a good book squid. He doesn't. He's very shy and he tends to be very unassuming. But Virgil's the one who's the troublemaker. And he's okay most of the time. He can be friendly. I mean, he doesn't do anything malicious. But his practical jokes really do get on my nerves. Cool skeleton pet book squids. I wouldn't call them pets. Uh, what would be the nearest equivalent that you beings would have? Roommates? Associates? Cool skeleton give pets to the squids. I never thought of that. I never thought of giving a pet to Ovid and Virgil. Maybe that would help with Virgil. Kinchon returned escapees. Maybe. Oh, I mean, they're not like some of the other book squids. Cool skeleton head pats. Well, they have many tentacles that can do many head pats. Cool skeleton, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Oh, so I better digress. Tonight, my dear scholars, we are continuing our playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, with Rise from the Ashes. Last time, I'm trying to remember because I think last time I kind of played it in a daze. It's kind of dazed out when I played it. Um, Phoenix has been in a bit of a mood since Maya left, and so he was surprised when Emma, a what is she? A scientist in training, forensic scientist in training, came to his office asking for his help. Well, actually, he was asking for Maya's help, but Maya's dead, so what can you say? Asking for his help because her sister has been accused of stabbing a detective to death. And it just so happens the detective's dead body was found in the trunk of Worth's car. Not in Edgeworth. He would be found in the trunk of Edgeworth. I don't think Edgeworth has room. Um, but yeah, he was found in the trunk of Edgeworth's car. And so now Edgeworth is going to be the lawyer at the upcoming trial, and we are still trying to find out what just happened. Also, Blue Badger, we met the Blue Badger, which is mildly creepy. So then, my dear scholars, are you ready to return to the world of Phoenix Wright and continue our, what would you call it? Legal duties? Courtly duties? What would you call it? Of course. I don't know. Are you ready to return, my dear scholars? Julian Twice says, yes, please. All right. Well, I will see you all in the gaming room then, and we will begin. Just have to move this over so I can actually see what I'm doing. Please let's save where I left. Okay. I do not recall. Oh, we didn't do this last one. So, my dear scholars, do you mind if I drop Emma's British accent I gave her? Because I think that's going to be a pain to do with the amount of with the amount of dialogue she has. I didn't realize just how much dialogue it was. Cool skill, totally fine. Thank you. I thought it would be interesting to make her stand out, and now I'm realizing it would just kill my throat. He's in a tough spot again. Again? Oh, yeah, remember that? Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But, but there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusual strong ties to the department higher ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this later case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Dr. Zadium? Hello, that's ironic? How is it ironic, Dr. Zadium? And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you! Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? Dr. Zane, you'll find out when you get to Dual Destinies. That is if I get to it. That'd be Officer Marshall. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction received from Detective Gumshoe allows bearer to investigate the crime scene. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction added to the court record. Why is the name? I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Oh, he looks a lot nicer. We looked at all this stuff. Hey, look! I need to think of a voice that's not like Maya's all the way. Hey, look here! It looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Dr. Zadium. He crossed out the same probably because he's fudging who the letter is for. Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple of zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Oh, wait, I didn't rotate it. Did I? Yeah. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Okay, so I think... Wait. Did I present everything to him? Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. I think I have asked him all these things. Kinshon, clearly $20 is an award for a broke detective. Well, if you're broke, any sort of money would be award. Oh. Well. Aww. I really like Emma. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. Now let's move. February 22nd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have no idea who this is supposed to be, so I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh. Oh, still here? Uh, hello? Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? What's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a dog that lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime, a cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I'll watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime, a cold grave for men. I'm just repeating myself. And me, I watch over the blah 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 blah. Metaphors, metaphors, metaphors. Well, we've got the letter of introduction. So, alright, compadre, count to three. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. You're from LA. Remind me never to visit Texas. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I'll warn you. Fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Kintron. Yeah, we don't do that in Texas. Oh, poor Kintron. Cool skeleton, goofy Texan man. It Gumshoe. Oh, that old cold. Yeah. Oh, that old cow dog. Hmm. He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then. Th- Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a second. Wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective? or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self. Police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Kintron typecasting. Well, given that this guy, Kintron, is from West LA, I think he's being a little broad with his assumptions. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Kintron broad as the Texas sky. Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Partner? Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, hey, aren't you a feisty dog there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report adds the court record. Death due to loss of blood. One knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. What if that's going to be important? Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why I didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot. So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. Dr. Zadium, West Los Angeles, born and raised on the crime scene was where he spent most of his days. You're calling me out. They shoot you for that in Texas. Just a, I'm just gonna make a note of this, dear scholars. Do you know how hard it is to do this Texas accent? Well, this cowboy accent. It is really hard to keep the vibration in the words right. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Dr. Zadium just John Wayne it. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now. So how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth. That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe? Kicked out of the investigation? Well, maybe I can do some actual investigations now. I have to keep looking down at my... Oh. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Well, obviously we should check it out. Right. Let's check it out. Oxadium, that's not my dad. It's a cell phone. Throws it to the ground. Kidron, could be a phone if you give a flip to check it. Oh. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. Oh no! Kintron, why? Why? Kintron? That's our Kintron. We'll be right back after these messages. These are hard to come by, you know. I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. Oh, this phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Now, to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first. He just pushes the button. That's the Steel Samurai theme. Hey, that's on, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right after the last call was made right when the murder was incurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now, one of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Okay. Uh-oh. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. Kintron, pure coincidence, of course. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it, and you'll be fine. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, "I have money to burn." Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. I don't know why I'm coming up with this sort of personality voice for Emma, but I'm loving it. I mean, I'm allowed to love my own performance, right? A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. Is there anything else here we can look at? So it looks like we got everything. I think. I don't. Wait. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. 675 12 2. You're right. Let's see. 67S. Oh, I thought it was 5. 12 2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodsman's note. Victim memo found in the car trunk. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. You can tell it's been a long day, my dear scholars. I don't think there's anything else for us. Oh. Whoa! So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my... So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall! Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind a blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here. But who? Suspicious about Mr. Edgeworth has... Yeah. Another drink of water. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just... Rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? Oh, I'm getting chills. I I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? I She hung up right away. I see. Property of Lana Sky. Oh, court cell phone updated in the court record. Property of Lana Sky. Last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. I like Emma. To be continued. Do, 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 do. Yes, we are going to save our progress. Oh my gosh, here we go, my dear scholars. Now, as I've said before, we are all a defense team. We are all a defense team together. You are my defense team. That sounds terrible. It sounds like I'm on trial. No, we are all a team together. Remember that. 1 second, my dear scholars. Sorry. You know what? Before we go on, I'm going to give a little pause. I'll be right back, my dear scholars. Another little intermission. Okay, sorry. Forgot to turn myself off. Okay, I'm always I love the investigation parts of this game. Always kind of dread the actual trial part. Excuse me. Sorry, my dear scholars. So then, let's continue. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis! Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. Excuse me. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Excuse me, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to a crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Caviar actually sounds really good right now. Have you ever had caviar, my dear scholars? It really doesn't taste that bad. It's just salty and crunchy. It's pretty good. Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Kintron fish eggs. Yes, it is fish eggs. Again, they taste great though. Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, How does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts! I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? And how does he even know what it tastes like? Oh, name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Another drink of water. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, as you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Ah! Ha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place at a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to dry the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness. An arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? They're kind of against him right now. Witness account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Ooh! Through the wire fence I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. But wait, what angle did she see it at? Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubts. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than... Oh, come on, Judge! The point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Time for a lot of... Okay, let's see. I'm going to press a lot of these. I've got... How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basis of abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I forgot to save. Okay. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. Then that boyfriend, you have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. There's something I'm not. You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Hmm. Then I must be hard yellowed and then I must be hard yellowed and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Tucker saying, ow, Emma, ow. This is the part. This part here bothers me a little bit. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me, I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Oh my goodness. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I might be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Where did she get this photograph? A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap! I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging her around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Added to the court record. Uh-oh, this is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. I do not like this woman at all. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps the chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. Well, what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that! Hmm. So I've asked this before. Okay. There's something bothering me. You, Here's the thing I'm just thinking on. Could she actually see it that clearly through a wire fence? That's what's bothering me a little bit. There's the wire fence. There's gotta be something I'm missing. Hmm. There's gotta be something. That's true. I was just thinking that. And I think there's something wrong with her arm. Why is she holding her arm like that? Because, yeah, there's no knife. And her arm is positioned oddly. Before I do this, I'm going to save. Which statement about the knife? Then she thrusts the pointing knife. I'll try this one. Yeah. Oh, yes. And you witness this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Excuse me. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take this kind of abuse? Excuse me? You got a better idea? I'm gonna object to this. Because I got a feeling. Wait! That contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? Oh my goodness. Uh, if it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Whoa! Easy. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, She came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated murder. Kintron, I could be extremely tacky and say it's the lunchwoman wearing food prep gloves. Ah, impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show them that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Star's testimony is flawless. Press the witness a bit, shall we? There's got to be something else. I keep thinking there's something about the wire fence. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. It's got to have something. If I press her on that, there's got to be something I got. Oh, yeah, it's going to do this. I don't know. Is the game audio off? Do I have the game audio off? Testing. It shouldn't be. Hold on. Oh, my. I think, hold on. I gotta check something. This is all planned. Why isn't the music playing? Why is the sound playing? Oh no. I think the game music is off. Hold on. Oh, you hear the beeps now. Oh, good, good. I wasn't sure why. I've got to think of a way to show them that this wasn't premeditated. Okay, let me see. I don't have the gloves. The gloves are not in the evidence for this. Yeah, I was looking at the floor plan. I think there's got to be something with the floor plan. You know, it's very odd. In order for her to murder, she'd have to go right past the security room. Why would she murder if they went right past the security room? I think she wouldn't attempt something like that. No, wait, it's blocked off, isn't it? There's a blockage isn't there. But you would still have to walk past the security room in order to get there. I don't know, there's just something odd about this whole thing. If she took that picture, she'd have been visible in one of the parking spots. something about this. With the floor plan, I agree with Kintron. I feel like the floor plan is an important thing. I'm gonna try it. Nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. Oh, I went too far back. Oh no. Oh no, I went too far back. Oh well, we have to go through this whole thing again, my dear scholars. Give me a second. I forgot to save. So we have to go through this part again. Where was it again? Okay, presents. What was it? I'm sorry, I forgot I didn't save it. Okay, we're just gonna do this. I have to remember to save in certain spots. Already said yes. Action. Premeditated murder, blah blah blah, gloves. Why? So we don't have the gloves as evidence. Why? Okay. Now I'm gonna add this. So, Kintron, it says the murder weapon the knife does not have fingerprints on it. Dark saying it was premeditated. Why would she need to lean on a knife that happened to be there? That is true. That is true. I didn't think about that. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? Bloody murder weapon, a red car, all blood. Is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, our prosecutor's mad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Oh. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Kinchan, yes, make sure if you're gonna murder someone, BYOW, bring your own weapon. Bah, the prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure that she prosecuted had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Repeated strikes? That is true, Kintron. Repeated, yeah. She just said that she only saw it plunged once. Murder Detective Goodman. In her previous statement, you've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something half-baked? Here, alright, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. You wish to edge your thoughts. There is no record of a call made on the defendant was Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Wait. Wait. One knife wound. There we go. Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my Moss surprise. Aw, cool skeleton getting sleepy. Oh, that's okay. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Mister. Well, what do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk! He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set right. Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. You realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. That's kind of stupid. Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf the chief prosecutor always wears when around her. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice. Oh, that is dark. She's right. Wait, I gotta see that photograph. But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake them my beard. Dr. Dame, that's what I was just thinking. Check the photo against that. That's what I was just thinking. Beard? For a bib? A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, would it depend on the size of the candle? Or if you add more wax and even a really short wick would burn longer? Obviously, more scientific testing is required. She's not wearing the muffler. She is not wearing the muffler.
Objection! Objection!
Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you've finally found your true calling. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf? No, not that, but something red. Really? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. It is made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did she get there? Quite determined about it. I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Kintron, yeah, instantly arrested despite the chain link fence between parking lots. Yes, that's what I was thinking. In order for her to get there, she'd have to go all the way out, all the way in. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Oh my goodness. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Excuse me. Gosh. Tempted to run behind a partition off to his side. There's no way she could quickly... Yeah, exactly, Dr. Zadium. Quickly, how with that fence in the way? There is no way... Check. She could get there. I'm starting to think I can guess why she was fired. Objection! Oh, come on, really? I have to save. I accidentally didn't save for this one. Not present yet. Oh, okay, okay. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing, the cough of Queen Lunch Lady Athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Okay. Save. I'm guessing this is where I can present it. No, no. There's gotta be something that I'm missing here. Oh. Hold it! Oh, there, that. So I have to go for more statements in there. Yeah, there we are. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Wait. Except ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream. No, the court doesn't see Miss Star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. Used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? Of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please that rookie defense. Updated. Except we know that Emma said that she didn't. Because if it's dead, I would press it. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Excuse me. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. How did she know that? So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time you climbed over the chain link fence. And then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up on her phone. And you saw her doing this? Kintron can't see the phone. There's a wall between it and the car. Huh? What is it, Mr. Wright? Oh. Oh, I see. It wasn't earlier, it was this one. How could she see it? Oh, hello there, Julie Jelly, welcome! We are playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Objection! Yeah, you closed the wrong window. Aww. Oh, and thank you for the resubscribe. Oh my goodness, thank you. What were you playing, Jewelry Jelly? Did you have fun? Miss Star. Jewelry Jelly, I was in the boss battle. I closed the wrong window. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Jewelry Jelly. Still on Sakura Wars 2. Oh, that sounds a lot of fun. Cool. Oh, that's wonderful to hear, Julia. Well, not about the closing the window part, obviously, but yes. That. But that you're playing that, yes. Thank you. And thank you, Raiders. I am Matsu Quinox, interdimensional omniversal librarian. This is Horace, I think. I don't know where Horace is. I can't see the video. And we are playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Rise from the Ashes. Miss Star. I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
Objection!
Here's a... The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order, what is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies.
Objection!
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. Oh, throat's killing me. The witness lied about... Save this. Select save data. My dear scholars, which do you think she lied about? What she saw, where she saw it, or the order of events? Which do you think it is? Dr. Zame, I think where she saw it. Let's try that. I've got it saved. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. Stadium, for all the things she said to be even remotely close to be true, she had to be standing somewhere else. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency. She'd have to see it from the security office. It would be Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
Objection!
She was in the security office. A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard.
Objection!
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. Witness this crime was here. Which also means she couldn't have seen the actual murder. Because the partition blocks it.
Take that!
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. On the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. Oh, you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. Excuse me. The place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend at the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order, witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, does this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't have changed anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell me us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Find out difference, but what would change? So, my dear scholars, I'm thinking it's the angle of view to the crime. What do you think? Wait, Dr. Zames says wait. I'm not pressing on. Distance to the crime and difference in lighting. Any three of them it could be. To the suspect quickly. That is true. There's no way she could have gotten there quickly. Remember she said she got the suspect quickly. That is true. We'll try that. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans is quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. John, unless she took a picture through the security camera, maybe. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I like squid though. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking. That's quite a detour. It took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. For 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Dr. Zames, so it took her 5 minutes. Yes, which means she didn't arrest her quickly. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something! And yet she caught Lonnie. Yeah. Stop this.
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. But you couldn't make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie plastic and pasta into knots, rookie. Excuse me. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. but you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. You... Yeah! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in a testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright! That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh no. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Did she change the autopsy report? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out in deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Oh, come on. Hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? Oh my goodness. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoes. Did I not bring this? Oh, come on. Found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? We're going to go a little bit long, my dear scholars. I want to get through this testimony. Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Forget it. I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic team. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints, notwithstanding, is that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Oh, tired. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when looking at the crimes. Oh my goodness.
Hold it!
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. When dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile law known innocent prosecutors. Evidence arranged testimony erasing. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. Oh gosh. This one, the suspect is admitting she did it? It's the most despicable crime of all, Miss Star. Let's just get this over with. Yo, the judge is pissed off.
Hold it!
Forensics department. If you're going to evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. Bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. Why would her blood be found? You can't say for sure the blood belongs to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests. Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. Could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. Mitsuo blood never lies. Hello, Tetsuo, welcome. Found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective. I was afraid he was going to say that. Yeah, I should look at this shoe. There's blood here too! On the sole of the shoe, it's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood, it's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. This blood, it's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when we saw her in jail. Must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. Wait. How did the blood get on there? She was wearing gloves. This shows the time when the blood happened. She stepped on Detective's blood. Gloves would prevent splattering. Yeah. Well, it's the detective's shoe. It's the victim's shoe. But she's wearing gloves, so where did the other blood come from? I'm gonna try something. Nope. There's gotta be something here. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your kind. Far to make a whole vat of soup. Right. Do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? I'm not imagining things. I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. Ooh. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Dr. Zadium, so were there bloody footprints in the crime scene photo?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. Contradictory about the victim's shoe. It's evidence. Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be blood on the bottom of or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Oh, she's threatening him now.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. The victim's blood would be on top. True, yes. My throat's so dry. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Crime photo, it's clean.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Objection!
This picture only shows positive, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Objection!
Oh, then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order! Well, witness?
What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Oh, come on. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to what she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil can, and dropped. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. Predator, this one. A leopard woman. Growl. Sorry, my voice is going a little bit. I thought that was a strange thing for the cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now witness allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. How long is her testimony? Not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well?
Empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Oh, come on. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Reason she knocked it over. The real reason.
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her.
Wow! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie are quite clearly to this murder. Then after done, she knocked over the oil drum to arrest the telltale signs. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of words. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
Kitchen, because there's always oil drums brewing with water in an underground parking garage.
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoes. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please!
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well. But Angel Star's on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
Hold it.
Little girl.
What did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah. You are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints?
Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Well, wait, witness, don't tell me you had something else.
Objection!
Oh, I see. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare out the cough up queen. Look at this!
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt at in the photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet!
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. Wait! Wait a second! This is what your sister wanted anyway. The shoe was in the water. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection.
Objection!
Yes! There's something in the photograph.
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial is over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph.
It's got to be the shoe in the water. Because if it's in the water, then why didn't the blood wash off it? Wait, okay. What's that to the right? Why is there a muffler in the... Oh. The exhaust. Okay. Bait it all on you guys.
Take that!
The problem is this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. However, I can see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part of on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as a part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see! What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case.
It's got to be the photograph. I didn't save before this, so it has to be the photograph.
Take that!
Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that?
Excellent.
Oh, come on. There was call. Oh. Oh, the call. Oh, I jumped to conclusions.
Take that!
There we are. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my early testimony. Muffler! Ah! Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Ugh, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. Good night, cool skeleton. Thank you for coming.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Okay, we're gonna stop here for the night. I pushed myself a little too far. Yes. Okay. So then, we'll close out for now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, and I'll see you in the reading room. You are not supposed to exist. Ah. Okay. Well, I pushed myself a little too much in that one. I can feel myself wearing down. There are not two of them, Dr. Zadium. There's only one of me. The other one is just an illusion. It's a dimensional hiccup. Sometimes it creates a mirror image. There's a pushes yourself so hard you divide. Yes. So anyway, if everything goes according to plan, this Thursday we are going to be reading more of The Time Machine. I'm going to get going. We'll see who we can raid because I am just exhausted. Oh my goodness gracious. Who is online? Oh, Sophia's online. Let's go raid her, because it's always fun to raid Sophia. So, my dear scholars, I say unto you, Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Till we meet each other again at the study. Take care, and I shall see you next time. Till then, farewell and bye bye.